welcome back to my channel. I have a new background. Now don't worry, if you love it, I'm glad you do. If you don't really like it that much, it's not gonna be here that long, I don't think. So guys, I'm adding this in here because I'm so frustrated with this sign situation. You guys really don't care because that's not the point of this video, but I wanted to put in a little photo of what the sign actually looks like so you guys can know what it says. Because it's not really coming across on camera. But anyway, let's get back to the review. If you guys knew the trouble that I went through to even get this to work, as far as like with my camera and the lighting and all this situation, it literally took about 2 or 3 days. So just know it's gonna be fun while it lasts, but it's probably not gonna last that long. Today, I am going to be reviewing the Fenty Beauty Snap Shadows, which are their new eyeshadow palettes that look a little something like this. So if you would like to see this eyeshadow look and learn more about the eyeshadows, then number one, you need to subscribe down below before we get any further, as well as you might need a snack because I'm thinking it's going to be a long one because I feel like I was talking a lot and I had a lot of info to tell you guys. So if you would like to see this whole look and learn about these eyeshadow palettes, then just keep on watching. So guys, we're gonna get started. Literally, I have all of the palettes sitting right here and I'm excited to get started with playing with them. So I took the liberty of swatching all of them actually before I changed my background. I did it literally the day before I switched this. The first palette is called True Neutrals. And this one, like the name of it, it is just a neutral palette. This one is super nice because I feel like you can use this as an everyday eyeshadow. It has like the shadows that you put in the crease as well as on the lid and the brow bone. The second palette is called Cool Neutrals. If you like more cool tone shadows, then you will love this one. Depending, I guess, on maybe if you like to match your eyeshadows to your outfits. Maybe you're wearing like a gray turtleneck or just a gray blouse or something. I feel like this one would go really well with that. But only if you like to match with your outfits with that matter. But just if your preference is more so on the cool spectrum, then this one is a really good everyday palette for you. And I like that it has like that pop of purple in the center to kind of play up the eyes. They all are numbered as well. I forgot to say that. So this third palette is palette number 3 and it's called Deep Neutrals, which it very much is more on the deeper spectrum of the first palette. It has more warmer shades in it as well. I really like this one. This one's actually one of my favorite palettes of all 8. Just because these are the shades that I kind of veer towards. Like I go towards this kind of color story. So of course I really like this one. This is a good everyday palette for me. And you can go pretty dark with this palette as well with these 2 matte shades down here. This is palette number 4 and it's called the Rose palette, or just straight up Rose. And I really like this one as well. This is actually my second favorite. And it's just really, honestly, these are just the colors that I go towards on an everyday basis. I really like the pink shadows in the crease or the warm oranges in the crease. So both of these are just my favorites of the 8. It's a really pretty eyeshadow palette if you like more of a pinkish eye look. Some of these palettes actually have more of a glitter eyeshadow in it, and it's almost like a matte eyeshadow underneath with a lot of shimmer on top. That's what it feels like to me. And I say that because this palette actually has one of those type of eyeshadows down in the corner. And if you guys didn't know, I've actually never used Fenty Beauty eyeshadow, so this is kind of like a full review on a first time using her eyeshadow, so I'm really excited about that. This next palette is the Peach palette, number 5 palette. I would say it's probably better for people that have lighter skin tone than me. When I do my eyeshadow looks, I like to go deeper in the outer corner. It doesn't really give me the ability because this one right here, I don't know how it's picking up on camera, but this one is a shimmer. All of these at the top. So if this shade was a matte, I feel like it would work better for me to be able to deepen up the crease. So having this as a palette on its own, I probably wouldn't like so much. But if I had this paired with another one of the palettes that does have a deeper outer corner shade, then this one would be a really good one. So this next one I think is super nice as well. I wouldn't say it's one of my like favorites because it's still on that cool tone spectrum, but this black is like a true black eyeshadow. If you do not have a black eyeshadow, this right here would be a reason to buy this entire palette. Not all black eyeshadows are created equal. purple, I'm just saying. Some of them are more gray than they are black, so I really like this one. It's like pure black. This is the number 6 Smoky palette. You can snap them together. So I like this as an example because this is one of those, if I was going out of town, this would be a perfect eyeshadow palette to take with me, and I could use this as the palette that I use for nighttime when we go out. And then I can take one of my other favorite eyeshadow palettes, which would be, let's say, the number 3 palettes, and this would be my everyday, like during the day palette, and I can literally snap these together. And then I have the ability to have this eyeshadow palette during the day, and then I flip it around, and then I have this dark smoky palette down here. So it's like so compact and easy to just throw in your makeup bag or purse. So I just really like the concept. I just wanted to make sure I showed you guys that part. So the 7th palette is the Cadet palette, number 7 Cadet palette, which it does give you like those military style color vibes. Probably wouldn't wear it as much because I don't really go towards these colors, but from appearance it's actually a really pretty palette. Just again, I don't really wear like this combo of shades, I should say. Now this middle shade right here, this mustard color, I think would be beautiful in the crease. So I really like that shade, and this one at the top for this palette. And this one at the top is also one of those reflect shades, and it gives you, I don't know, like a yellowish green vibe, as well as like it's a white eyeshadow, so it has like the difference to it. And then this last palette I think is probably the most fun palette out of all of them. This one is called the Pastel Frost, but this one right here is again another one of those complement eyeshadow palettes to either palettes you already own, or if you wanted to get either any of the palettes that she came out with this collection, or if you already have other palettes by Fenty Beauty to just use as like a lid shade or something like that. But that is all the palettes. I just wanted to make sure that I walked through them with you guys before I got started with the eye looks. Try to use as many palettes as possible. And believe it or not, guys, I have put on my zoom lens, so I'm going to be able to bring you guys a whole lot closer. So I gotta stand up though to do it. That's the only sucky part. Hi. Up close and personal. So I'm going to start by priming my eyelids, and I'm going to use the eyeshadow base that I normally use. Sorry if it's like kind of dark. I feel like it's dark. I kind of turned up the brightness a little bit, but it still seems like it's kind of dark, probably because of how bright the lights are behind me. For eyeshadow base, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit Cream Eyeshadow. Now this is in the shade Camelback. You guys see me use this on a regular basis when I do my eyeshadows. Now the thing is, I'm going to only prime the left eye. The reason why I'm doing this is because I kind of want to see if you can get by with just using like your foundation or something on the eyelids, because I put a little bit of foundation on my eyelid. That's just kind of habit. I just always do that because I do have, you can kind of see, because this lens is so up close and personal, but you can kind of see that I have like little veins on my eyelids. So I do that to kind of create an even base. And keep in mind, this Wet n Wild eyeshadow thing is not an eyeshadow base. It is a liquid eyeshadow. I just use it as an eyeshadow base. Let's start with the neutral palette. So I'm going to use the True Neutrals number 1 palette. I'm going to start with this shade right in the center using the 230 blending brush. Now I believe these are new brushes by Fenty. They're coming out with these eyeshadows. So I'm going to start by blending this shade up into the crease. And I feel like you can see that really well on this eye, even without like having the eyeshadow base. But a lot of eyeshadow palettes, I can still see with this, which is why I do this a lot, that I don't use the eyeshadow base. I definitely feel like the eye that I've applied the base, it's a lot more seamless, and not in a sense that this one I feel like is kind of all over the place. But that's, I think, the eyeshadow base and not really that much on the eyeshadow. So that is a good transition color. Now we're going to go into, I have no idea. I don't have any idea on what look I want to create. I guess I'll go in with the Rose palette, and I'll just dive right into this like bright pink that's up at the top. And let's see. Okay, I'm gonna switch to the Sigma E42 brush. So that I can place this in a small area. So far there hasn't been any fallout, but I am tapping off the brush before I apply it to the eye. I feel like that comes across exactly how it is in the pan on the eye, even without the eyeshadow base. Okay, then I'm gonna go back into this neutral palette and just to help blend the edges. So far, I'm actually really liking the eyeshadows. I didn't think that I wasn't gonna like them, but I feel like they're blending so nicely, and I'm just happy. So I'm now going to use the Deep Neutrals palette. I'm gonna go in with this deeper purple. I'm gonna use this kind of in the middle of the pink to kind of deepen it up. I feel like I'm trying to excessively make them even, because the fact that this one has an eyeshadow base and this one doesn't is really throwing me off. Let's move on. So I am now going to go in with the lid shade already. I'm going to use the Pastel Frost palette. I'm going to use this gold right here for the lid. 240 eyeshadow brush from Fenty. Ooh, such a pretty shade. Yes, you should not expect nothing less. And then for the lower lash line, I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go all in, guys. I'm going to go in with the black eyeshadow and the smoky palette, just a little bit. I'm going to use it mostly like as a liner. And then to kind of smoke that out, I guess I'll go into the Cadet palette and use the middle mustard shade using the 220 precision brush. It's going to kind of make that black look a little bluish green though, but that's all right. This is a very interesting brush. That's really all I can say about it so far. It's just very interesting. Not quite sure how I feel about it. If I like it or not, I don't know. Okay, what do we want to do next? I guess I'm going to go in with that same palette. Use this shade right here as my inner corner just because I want to see how fun it looks. Okay, that doesn't really look how I thought it was gonna look. I thought it was gonna be a lot more fun, and I feel like I'm having to really build it up, get it to show. I don't know, I feel like this is my least favorite palette so far. So I want to add another shade. I think I'm gonna go in with this shadow right here in the Cool Neutrals palette and kind of flip the brush around so I can use the same eyeshadow brush and then go over the outer portion of the eye. That's super pigmented. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. That's really nice. Then I'm gonna go back in with the pink. So because I'm not in love with my lower lash line, I'm gonna go over it with the pink that we used. So I feel like of all of that, I only got fallout from the shimmers, not from any of the mattes, which I feel like is kind of normal. So you do get a little bit of fallout, but not too much. You can kind of flick it away with your powder brush. So I'm going to add lashes and I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I did a little bit more than just apply lashes. I'll try to put everything that I used, even if I didn't talk about it. I'll try to put everything down in the description box for you guys. I'm going to show you guys the lip that I'm going to use though. I'm going to line my lips with MAC Night Moth Lip Pencil. Okay, and then for lip color, I'm going to use the Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Mousse in the shade Crimson Sky. I've been trying to get to wear this lip color for the longest. I kept seeing it in my drawer and I was like, oh my god, I want to wear that. And then I'm going to spray some Maria Badescu facial spray. Alright guys, this is the completed makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial / review of these shadows. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I promise I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.